So what I have here is the outdoor shower. I don't have the key, so I gotta get a screwdriver in here and try and turn the whole thing to open it up. Now, it looks a mess, and it looks like we're missing the actual handheld thing here. The shower head's missing. Screws are kind of rusted. That hose is kind of kinked, and I don't know what kind of condition these are in. If I need new O-rings, seals, and washers, I don't know. This looks like it's riveted in, so I have to drill these out to remove this, because I'm going to replace it. Now, as we go in the cabinet here under the sink, you'll see there's the back. I already removed this. There were 2 Phillips screws. These were stainless, I think, that removed this metal housing, some kind of protective cover, and that went on the back of this. And we'll just have to disconnect some hoses and the drain, and we can remove this and install the new one. So I picked up a new shower, outdoor shower, on Amazon. I think it was like $35. So this is what I got, and we'll open it up, and this is the shower. Again, we got 2 keys. Actually, it says shower right on it. I don't think the other one had it. That on there. Okay. This looks like a pretty long hose. And these are mounted in the middle, so I guess that's easier to get to. I think the old one's got them in the corner. The old one's got a holder here. This one looks like it's on the door, which makes it, I guess, a little nicer, because if this is on the camper hanging down, you can hang this right there. What I'm not seeing is a gasket. Like, I thought there'd be some kind of a gasket that went on here or in the groove. So when I take the old one off, I'll have to see if there's one. If not, I guess I could make one or caulk it or seal it or something. But again, for $35, by the time I priced out the other one with the new lock and keys and the handheld, it would have cost a lot more. So let's install this. We're going to drill these out. I already drilled one out. I got a pretty big bit just to try and drill the whole head off the bit. I mean, a big bit to drill the head off the, you know, the pop rivet. Okay. Might be a little too big, but you can see what I'm doing here. See, that's what I'm going for. See how that just came right off on the bit? Kind of just drilling the heads off the pop rivets. Well, if you were going to reuse it, I guess this is the way, but I'm just going to trash this, so you could just drill the whole thing, but you're trying not to make a bigger hole behind it. Yeah, it's starting to come off. Might have to get a screwdriver and get behind it, kind of pop it off. That's the cover, and it looks like they had silicone on it or something. No gasket. There is some type of gasket on the old one. Or is that silicone? It actually looks like it's some kind of a plastic gasket. But this is definitely silicone. And I guess this comes out from the inside. So I'll just get some pliers and pull these pop rivets out. They're just aluminum. Some of these look like they weren't even doing much. I mean, right on the edge, but it held. Again, that's factory. So the ones that aren't really doing much, I can get a screwdriver in, just kind of pry them out. So it's already halfway out. Just got to do the left side and the top. I got the left side out, just working on the top. Again, just stick a screwdriver up there. You can pop that out. And then we'll do this side here. This is the only one holding it in so far. There we go. I guess that's out. I guess we'll have to go on the inside and pull it out. So again, we're inside the cabinet, and I just got to disconnect some of these hoses. They just unscrew. I didn't even need channel locks or anything on that. That just came off by hand. Wow. And wow, there's water in it. You believe that? I just made a mess. Let me go get a towel. I'll be right back. Oh, what a mess. I got water everywhere. You know, if I had said grab a bucket and some towels, nothing would have came out. It would have been bone dry. But just my luck, it had a little bit of water in it. Made a mess. So let me get this cleaned up and we'll get back to the video. Okay, so at this point, because of that lip or that flange around the outside, it doesn't want to come out this way, and it doesn't want to go out the front either. So you gotta have to twist it and snake it out the side. Man, all right. Okay, we're getting there. Okay, you just gotta simply get that out. Wow. All right. Well, okay. Well, that was easy. Oh. Easier doing it on the outside than on your knees under a sink in the cabinet. Okay, that's out. So again, here's the new one. And it looks like it's one piece. Hopefully that installs a lot easier than this one came out. This one's two pieces. That was the inside attachment, and then this was the door. Huh. Okay. That's the door. So we'll go install this one. Alright, this is the back, and it looks like it's going to fit. So I don't have to make any modifications. It looks like that goes right in there. I'm going to clean this up and try and find some sort of gasket and maybe caulk it. But might have to make new holes because they don't line up exactly with the old ones. And we'll rivet this together and then hook it up. Kind of like how the door opens down so you can hang the shower head here when you're not using it. The other one, I think, closed up. I don't remember. So, alright. So I happened to find some of this gasket material that you use to fix a screen, a window screen, and I think that might work. I put that in there, although it is a deep groove. I might have to put this in and then go back and put a second layer. So we'll try that. Seems to fit pretty well. So it went all the way around pretty easy. But it's still kind of a deep groove. I might double this back and then put a second layer in. Try that. So I ended up cutting that, put in a second layer, but it still seems kind of deep. So I put a second layer in. This is actually the third layer, and it seems to be staying in there, and it's out just a little bit, so once I mount it, it should squish in there, but I think that'll seal pretty good. But it took 3 strands of this on top of each other, so we'll see how it works. And there's the third layer, and it keeps popping out on this side. The other side, it seems to be in okay, but right here it keeps popping out. I might have to glue that in there, but I'm also going to silicone all this just to be on the safe side, make sure it's watertight. So I can kind of see the rivet in there. I think I got enough sticking out. It should hold. Where did it go? But the bottom holes don't seem to line up, so I'll have to drill some new ones and secure this. So this is the size rivet I'm using. That's what I've got. I've got 10 of them, and I'll go put them in. So the top 3 went right in. The 2 on the side are only like half in. I'm going to have to drill them, and then I'll drill these. Well, I got them all drilled, all test fitted. This corner keeps popping out, but when I go to silicone it, I guess I'll do this corner first so that stays in. So let me get the silicone. So this is the stuff I'm using, the silicone. Just going to go all around there, and then all around the rivets and around this thing, hopefully without making a mess. Just trying to get this all around here. And I want to try and get around that. Put some in there. Try and glue that piece in there and get around here. I don't know if you can see that. Just all over. Go heavy on the corners too. So I started with the top. I was able to squeeze this until it popped, and it looks like it's holding. So I got that in. Now I guess I'll just go around and do them all. Try and get the corner before this piece pops out. So after going around riveting these, one is, I don't know, it moved. I might have to re-drill that. And this one, I can't get all the way in. I don't know if it's crooked. I might have to play with that or just re-drill it, but we'll see. All the other ones went in pretty good. And it looks like it's sealed all the way around. So we'll just re-drill that one, and then maybe this will line up. I don't know. So that's what I thought. I re-drilled that. Once I got that in, this side lined up. So I only had to re-drill one, and it looks pretty good. It's all sealed up good. We'll have to go inside and take a look. Well, it's hard to see, but those rivets look like they're holding. That one looks like a good shot. This one's half. That was the one I had trouble with. And you can't really see the others, but it's holding. So we'll just have to hook this up and then check for leaks. Well, I sold that out a little more. It's not pretty, but it was just too tight. So now you can see the rivets in there. They are holding. They're good. it fits a lot better now. So it takes more stress off the front because this was really pushing on it. So I cut that out, and you probably won't see it once the other cover goes on. Still have this metal cover that goes on, and the hoses will come out the bottom. So I'll just clean this up. So that's pretty nice. It's got its own little holder there on the door, and it should be long enough to do it what you got to do, and it goes together pretty good. So it just curls up in there, and we can close the door, and I have a key. Wow, this got dirty. I'll clean that up, but yeah, turned out all right. So on the back of this, it's not marked. So you gotta go on the front and see which one's which. And I figured since I have a label maker, I might as well just mark these hot and cold. I might as well do all the hoses and clean it all up in here and reroute everything, make it look nice and have everything labeled so I don't have to figure out which is hot and cold again. Alright, so I got everything marked. Had some cable ties and tied everything up, secured it. Got everything separated out of the way. The drain is separate from the gas line. Everything's separate from the electrical over there. I still got to clean that mess up, but at least all the hoses here are all cleaned up and looks good. So that part's done. So I'm also wondering if I should spray foam around here, because you can feel air coming through here. So I think I might spray foam this. So that was the sink, and the compartment next to that is there's a water pump in here, but this thing's just hanging in here. It looks like there's a wire disconnected, so I gotta clean this up too, mount this somewhere. It's pretty heavy. Let's see what I can do with that. Okay, so it looks like they had it screwed to the outer wall here, but that's really thin stuff. So I just screwed it to this heavier board. So I got that secure, and then I'll just mount this up here. And it seems like this is a little loose, so I might drill and put a screw in there, just get a little more secure. Okay, so again, I got some cable ties, tied it up, screwed that down, put a screw in there to tighten that, so that's not going anywhere. Cleaned up the wires in here. There's a switch up there. That's where that wire came off of, so I got that back on. And I guess that's the switch for the pump. It's over here, so I'll label that so I know what that is. And I'll label that one because I think that's the hot water heater. So I'll put a label on that with my label maker, and